gathered here today to celebrate the passing of my grandfather, Tom Diggy. Tom was the coffee drinker of Swans, the cook at home, and the father figure of many. And okay, before I was born, my grandfather worked many jobs. He always kept himself busy. My grandma said that he was the jack of all trades and he was a master of none. My grandfather was well known for his cooking skills, which was a good thing because my grandma was a horrible cook, is a horrible cook still, even though he passed. And his favorite dish, the oxtail soup, I haven't had it personally, but my family says it's to die for. Whenever I went to my grandparents, he would always have me in the kitchen cooking with him, and I'd learn and he would teach me many things, many meals or like foods to cook. And today I know still know most of those meals that he's taught me. My family was a big dog show people, and my grandfather was to take all of his family to his dog shows, and when he was at those dog shows, everybody loved him because they knew he was going to get fed. They were going to get fed. He would usually cook hamburgers or hot dogs, and he would cook them for anyone who wanted any. My grandfather, as I said, does not want to be not doing anything. Whenever he had free time, he wanted to do something. He liked fishing. He liked reading. He liked fishing. He liked reading, and he liked gardening. When he was younger, he had a garden by the house where he would grow corn, peas, cucumbers, pumpkins, squash, anything that he likes, and he would grow them in this garden. And he also liked to read. My grandma said that he would always be sitting down reading a book whenever he couldn't find anything to do. He would go to the library to find a new book, and the public library loved him because he was there so many times a month just to get a new book. And whenever I was to come over to my grandpa's house, he would be sitting in his chair, reading, or has fallen asleep with his book in his hand. And he also likes fishing. Almost every weekend, he went to the cabin to go fishing with my uncle. He had this little boat which through time I inherited, and I still go fishing with the summer with the same boat with my uncle and his family. And as I said, my grandpa was the father figure of many. He was my father figure due to my mom and dad being divorced. He would always pick me up from school and take me to Swan's, where he would order a cup of coffee and either chat with his buddies or read a newspaper. and I'd be sitting right next to him, drinking my favorite drink, hot chocolate. The Swan's hot chocolate is to die for, by the way. And if we didn't go to Swan's, we would go to Burger King. I wish Burger King didn't close because the start of my fondest memories always began there. We went to get ice cream cones all the time, and I would go to the park and finish my ice cream cone and go to the park and exhaust myself. When I was to exhaust myself, we would go home and he would give me those root beer candies that I loved. I'd always ask him for these candies they're usually in his glove compartment in his old Jeep. I don't remember a time my grandpa ever was mad. He was always a very nice person, and it was always a good day with him. Thank you for listening.